Hello everyone, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Wrath of the Druids, with me, longclawvalhalla and Steel, where we always deliver. In this episode, Eivor has been given a lead on another of the Children of Danu members. This time we're tracking a druid called the Cursed. Remember, Ciara has set us up with a druid contact that wants to help bring down a mysterious and evil faction that are operating within the druids, giving them a bad name. This is very exciting. We're getting into the meat of the story arc now and starting to properly interact with the druids. And I'm really excited about the next expansion pack which has been announced, which will be the Siege of Paris. And this is scheduled for release sometime this summer, so I'm keen to get this one all boxed off ahead of that. First up, Eivor has arrived in the village of Torm, where it's believed that the Cursed may be hiding in one of the huts. A quick recon of the village shows only a few enemies, so I'm choosing to take them out first before investigating the huts. There's one in the middle which requires a key, and you can find the key over in the northwest side of the village. Once you get into the main hut, you'll find a clue that suggests there are more things to learn under the village itself. Once again, using your raven to identify the entrance at the bottom of a deep hole with a pool in it. So let's see how we get on with this. I'm very excited to see where this goes. Let's check out the channel for the rest of the content and all of the story arcs from the main game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla itself, as well as all of the expansion and all of the details from the Wrath of the Druids. And also check out the other content on the channel as well. There's lots to see. So let's get into this and see what happens.
Step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free, you and me.
So if you head out of the village and just a little north, you'll see the entrance to a cave on your map. And if you want to get down to the cave entrance, you need to dive into the hole. Once at the bottom, there's the entrance and you'll be able to climb through. Watch out for the traps on the way in. The druids are tricksy kind of people. They will try to trap you and kill you with mechanical traps. A little bit like the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom kind of stuff. So just be aware of that. Use the rocks that allow you to climb over them and find your way into the main part of the cave. There are only a small number of enemies, so again, you should be able to clear these out with no trouble at all. There is a bear just outside the entrance as well, giving you a little bit of time to practice with your axe. Once you go through the main gate, there's another door, and once you're in there, you'll have to start interacting with the druids. Again, you can use a covert approach and just climb through and navigate across the ropes and rooftops like your other Assassin's Creed series games, but it doesn't really feel right operating like that as a Viking. I don't particularly feel like that's the way Eivor would approach these things, so I tend to go in a lot more heavy-handed, as a Viking should do. Once you've taken out some of the guards, you'll start to hear someone hollering at you from one of the rooms with the locked door, and there is a couple of clues that you need to interact with before you have enough information to pass back to Ciara. But first you need to to open the gate and let out the Irishman that's inside. You don't really learn much from him, and there's not much interaction. He waffles on for a little bit and then he goes off, and that's it, the end of it. But there's an ability that you can get your hands on, and as I said, there's 2 clues that you need to interact with, and I think 3 or 4 druid members. Eivor doesn't really understand what the information he's found means. There's a mention of a strange creature called a puka, and he wants to go out and interact with Ciara, who's waiting just outside the village, and she explains that she's managed to administer the cure for the King Flan's soldiers, and that helps to clear Buried's name. That's a relief. You can ask Ciara about the clue and what exactly a puka is. The clue you found has given the location of a ritual which will be presided over by the Cursed, the druid member that we're looking for, but there's also mention of a faithful puka being present as well. Ciara explains that the Danu have magical abilities and can call on ancient spirits which take the form of many creatures, and one of these is a puka, a wolf-like enemy which is extremely fast and very, very dangerous. You need to follow the tracks, and once you get closer to the location you can go on foot, and after an initial sighting just head and follow the way that the puka is going, and then there will be an interaction. You get to go close up and take it on in a boss fight. The puka is very agile and strong and will toss you about like a ragdoll, as well as darting in and out of the combat. It has similar mechanics to the Goliath bandit enemy that you have encountered before. Try to avoid letting it grab you or bite you, sinking its teeth in. Eventually it will lead you along the path to a secondary location, and Ciara will also get involved and help you with the fight, and it doesn't last very long before you're then at a secondary location. The secondary location, there are loads of druids and they're all different levels. Some of them will try and corral round you and swarm you, and the best thing to do is try to get rid of the puka first, take him out of the way, so that way you're not going to get him jumping in from the side, and then go to work on the druids. Try to thin out the crowd as quickly as possible. As usual, focus on dodging, using whatever your favourite attack method is, alongside your combat abilities to just thin the Danu druids out. Keep moving and avoid the archers that are up high, and don't worry about the Cursed for now, just focus on clearing out these druids. If you can find a way of breaking the druid's shield block, that's the best way to be able to use a fast attack, and I favour a light attack which is much quicker and deals a lot more damage and can break their cover. Once the area is clear, head over and interact with the Cursed, and during this interaction the Cursed addresses Ciara directly, referencing her having abandoned the Children of Danu when they needed her most. I was a bit shocked by this, and as the Cursed lays dying, he starts to question Ciara on the statement, asking why she didn't speak up about this earlier when he was hunting for the Wren, the previous druid member that we were looking for. Ciara says she didn't know any of their names and the whereabouts, and she feels that she was used by them, and she did used to be one of the mysterious cult druids, and she promises to disclose all of the information she can about this if you agree to meet her at the waterfall, which is outside the village near your fast travel point, which is very handy. At this stage, I'm going to make a judgment call and say that I think we can trust Ciara. It seems that she got herself involved in the Children of Danu as they were establishing their weird cult, the faction that now has sprouted up all its evil arms and legs all over the place, and is threatening to bring down the good name of the Druids, but also tarnish the good work that King Flan is trying to do across Ireland. So Eivor's got himself really enrolled in this mystery, and that's the cool thing about this game. You get to make a lot of decisions. That's the true nature of a good RPG game. So here we are, and the time has come for Eivor to seal his relationship with young Ciara. She's been sort of batting her eyelids at Eivor for quite some time, and as is always the way with Eivor, he will get whatever he wants. You just need to be patient. when you meet with Ciara outside at the waterfall location, which is a beautiful place that I've been to a couple of times during other missions. You have to jump twice off the top of the waterfall, and it is a very cool place indeed. When she explains that this is a place that she's come to, and she actually jumps in the bath. So whilst taking a nice bath, she explains that King Flan has promised to help her people, the Druids, the nice ones, to improve their position in society. She feels that this is her duty after unintentionally assisting the Children of Danu previously in gaining influence, whom she then abandoned when she realised that they were really up to no good. She does proposition Eivor. Finally, we've been waiting for this to happen, and after only a few seconds pause, he's waist deep in the pool, heading for Ciara with open arms. A lovely end. So this ends the mission, and I do thank you for watching this. Please, as I said, check out my channel to see the rest of the content and all of the original story arcs from the original game, as well as lots of other titles as well, GTA, Red Dead Online, and also Cyberpunk, and many other titles too. And I've got lots more content coming. I've got the next part of my Resident Evil Biohazard walkthrough, so you don't want to miss that. Take care out there, stay safe, and I'll be back with another video very soon. You can count on it.